Which was the first atomic reactor in India? India's and Asia's first nuclear reactor, Apsara, reached criticality at 3:45 p.m. on the 4th of August 1956 and was inaugurated by Prime Minister Nehru on the 20th of January 1957. Which was the first atomic submarine of India? INS Chakra. It is a part of the Indian Navy's fleet and was leased from Russia in 2012 for a period of 10 years. INS Chakra is a nuclear-powered Akula-class submarine that was built by the Soviet Union in the 1980s. Which was the first submarine in India? Insculvry, S-21, is the first of the 6 indigenous Scorpene-class submarines currently in service with the Indian Navy. It is a diesel-electric attack submarine which is designed by DCNS and was manufactured at Mazagon Dock Limited in Mumbai. Which was the first indigenous aircraft carrier Indian ship? INS Vikrant is an aircraft carrier in service with the Indian Navy. The carrier is the first to be built in India and was constructed by the Kochi Shipyard Limited, CSL, in Kochi, Kerala. The namesake Vikrant is a tribute to India's first aircraft carrier INS Vikrant, 1961. Which was the first intermediate-range ballistic missile in India? Agni-1 was developed under the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program, IGMDP, and tested in 1989. After its success, the Agni missile program was separated from the IGMDP upon realizing its strategic importance. Which was the first indigenous integrated guided missile in India? The Prithvi missile is a family of tactical surface-to-surface short-range ballistic missiles, SRBM, and is India's first indigenously developed ballistic missile. Development of the Prithvi began in 1983, and it was first test-fired on the 25th of February 1988 from Sriharikota. The first Army Institute of Information Technology was founded in Hyderabad. Who was the first test tube baby in India? On the 6th of August 1986, Mumbai's first test tube baby, Harsha Chavda, was born. Now 29, Chavda has given birth to a healthy baby boy on Monday morning. Where was the first post office open in India? Kolkata, 1727. The East India Company started establishing post offices in India. Who was the first Indian recipient to receive the Oscar Award? Bhanu Athi became the first Indian to win an Academy Award in 1983, for designing the costumes for Richard Attenborough's Gandhi. She jointly won the Academy Award for Best Costume Design with John Morlow, for Richard Attenborough's Gandhi. Where was the first atomic power station in India? Tarapur Atomic Power Station, TAPS, was the first nuclear power plant in India. The construction of the plant was started in 1962 and the plant went into operation in 1969. It is the world's oldest nuclear power plant in commercial operation. Where were the first Asian Games in India? New Delhi. The 1951 Asian Games, officially known as the first Asian Games, was a multi-sport event celebrated in New Delhi, India from 4 to the 11th of March 1951. The Games received names like First Asiad and 1951 Asiad. First organized university in India. Nalanda University. Nalanda was established in the 5th century AD in Bihar, India. Founded in 427 in northeastern India, not far from what is today the southern border of Nepal, it survived until 1197. First Doordarshan Center in India. On the 15th of September 1959, at the studio of All India Radio, Delhi, the first TV channel in India started an experimental telecast with a small transmitter and a makeshift studio, adopting the brand Doordarshan, Hindi for television. Where were the first Asian Games in India? New Delhi. The 1951 Asian Games, officially known as the first Asian Games, was a multi-sport event celebrated in New Delhi, India from 4 to the 11th of March 1951. The Games received names like First Asiad and 1951 Asiad. Which was the first silent movie in India? Raja Harishchandra. In 1913 he released India's first silent film, Raja Harishchandra, a work based on Hindu mythology. The film, scripted, produced, directed, and distributed by Phalke, was a huge success and an important milestone in Indian cinematic history. Which was the first Indian sound film? Alam Ara was the first Indian movie to have a sound. It was directed by Ardeshir Irani and released in 1931. Which was the first Technicolor film in India? Jhansi Ki Rani is a 1953 Indian Hindi language historical drama film produced and directed by Sohrab Modi for his Minerva Movietone production banner. It is credited as the first Technicolor film made in India. Hence the correct answer is Jhansi Ki Rani. Which was the first 3D film in India? My Dear Kuttichaathan is a 1984 Indian Malayalam language fantasy film directed by Jijo Punnus and produced by his father Navodaya Apachan under Navodaya Studio. It was the first Indian film to be filmed in 3D format. Which was the first sponsored TV serial in India? Hum Log is an Indian television soap opera and also the first serial drama series in Hindi. It began telecast on Doordarshan. Which was the first newspaper in India? Hickey's Bengal Gazette was published in Calcutta in 1780. Hickey's Bengal Gazette, or the original Calcutta General Advertiser, was an English-language weekly newspaper published in Kolkata, then Calcutta, the capital of British India. Which was the first Women's Employment Exchange Office? Jaipur, Rajasthan. India's first high-speed rural broadband network. Idukki district of Kerala. India's first high-speed rural broadband network, the National Optic Fibre Network, NOFN, was commissioned in Kerala's Idukki district. Which was India's first passenger drone? Varuna. India's first passenger drone, built by Pune-based Sagar Defence Engineering, will soon be inducted into the Indian Navy. The drone, named Varuna, is capable of carrying a load of 130 kilograms and has a range of 25 to 30 kilometers.